the purpose of life is happiness. Okay, if you're not happy, you're doing it wrong. Okay, take that advice very seriously. So to me, a lot of what it boils down to, whether it's business or life in general, is understanding what does it take to be happy. That's another one of the reasons that I got into business, is because I believe happiness is attached to self-determination. In order to be truly happy, you've got to determine your own destiny. And the only way that you can determine your own destiny is to be able to make all the choices in your own life. And the only way to position yourself to truly determine your own destiny is there's three elements of it. Number one, you got to have faith. And I'm not talking about religious faith and all of that, but you have to have faith that good things can happen. That you can create a better situation. You just have to believe. If you don't believe, then you're probably not going to be successful. Okay. The other part is hard work. Nothing in this life comes without hard work. You have to work for it. And then finally, the last thing is you got to have a commitment. Okay, so it's just very basic stuff. But as long as you follow all of those, as long as you meet all those three tests, you determine your own destiny, and then that's where happiness comes from. So when I do get a chance to speak, particularly with young people, that's what I try to get across to them is the idea of choices. That conceptually, every good choice we make leads to more choices. Every bad choice we make leads to fewer choices. And so in trying to determine your own destiny, it is a process of working hard and making the right choices. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've always made the right choices. Okay, I have always worked hard, though.
I think for whatever business you operate, it's important to stay current, and there are so many wonderful resources out there online, but also in the libraries. Going to the library and meeting the reference librarian and letting them know what it is you're trying to do with your business, or if you're expanding your business, gives you a window into a whole world of resources that you probably wouldn't know existed otherwise. So going into an old-fashioned library and meeting with a person is a major, major step that I think all entrepreneurs need to take. And then the reference librarian can direct you to other things that are available online that might not be available in the library. And increasingly, there are apps that you can use to access any library in the world. And you just load those onto your phone and you set different tags in these apps that relate to your business, and you get notifications when different research reports and other things become available online. I never would have known about any of this if I hadn't taken the time to investigate my world and understand what's out there for me.
The number one piece of advice that I would like to offer any tribal company is to have courage, to believe in yourself, and whatever you choose to do it well. I know that I like to fulfill my destiny in life here, and I know exactly what that is. But I didn't know what that was without reaching out to people, to my community, to the resources that were freely available to me. If you don't feel like you're great at business planning and you don't know where to start, there's people to help. If you don't know what market research is, there's people that can help steer you in the right direction. The research is all there. All you have to do is compile it. If you feel inadequate about speaking, public speaking, talking to other people, asking for help, that's a lie. You can ask for help, and it's not a weakness, it's a sign of a strength.
So I think just with the community development fund's a good source, not only for capital, but also educational resources and knowledge. I think that's probably the biggest hurdle for a lot of people, is just the education piece. And then the initial startup costs, so if they can help with that, that would be that's probably the main two I can think of.
I know I did a program with Simone Wilson, I forget what it was, but it's a small business plan that the tribe helped to put together, and that was big for me. And starting my other small businesses that I have is just getting a plan together of, you know, from start to finish and everything that goes in between, what we've been talking about this whole time. I think that was a major help to me, and that's offered here in the tribe. And if you wanted access to that, I'm sure people could find it. But that was real helpful to me. But I don't know if they have a business center. If they had something like that around here where people that have these ideas for businesses, they can go to bounce off other people that are good with business, that would be probably something that would do well here, I imagine. And, you know, that's all I can think of.
I would actually promote folks coming to the NEMU Fund and using that. I mean, we've got the credit builders, and then we've got the small business loans. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity for people to use that particular, I guess, piece. The tribe also has like small personal loans that you could use also. Outside of that, if you'd like to go bigger, you can go to the bank. So there's kind of several different ways, but I think it helps out kind of having it in-house more than out-house. I would like to use our fund would be the best way. We're looking to build that most definitely.
Your business, it's really not. You would think that it's about especially in video production, you would think that it's about the cameras. I would really say that you should invest in lighting. I think is the first thing that you should invest in, and that's something that I didn't really. It's like, oh, you got to make sure you have something that you can shoot on. You need a camera, but really, you can shoot this on an iPhone if you really wanted to. You can set up a tripod and just click record on your iPhone. But if you have quality lighting and audio, that's really what people pay attention to, I think, instead of the image itself. Of course, when you get into lenses and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you have different depth of fields and stuff like that. But originally, I mean, the startup, I mean, you can really start your business on an iPhone if you really wanted to, and that's kind of the cool part. But I'd say really put your money towards lighting and audio, I think, is really and that's the cheaper part too. Cameras can get really expensive, so I would say, yeah, definitely lighting.
So you got to make sure you have enough money in the bank to pay your people, pay your bills. So that's where you build up your cash flow and your jobs. So don't go spending extravagant, build that up, leave that in the bank. I always try to leave enough money in the bank to start new jobs. Okay, I need to get by for a month, so I need to have that much cash in here for payroll, for fuel, for supplies and things. So you gotta have that is important if you're going to start out big. If you start out small, you can build up, but if you're going to start out buying things, a lot of people do. They'll buy offices, cars, trucks, machinery. I feel sorry for those kind, but don't say you can't do it, because you can, but it's just harder to me I like the way I did it. Slow, easy, gasoline to it, no debt, but like for around here, perfect. Fry bread makers, beadwork makers, artists, people just want to, there's just nothing wrong with being small. If you're happy, do it. If don't think, well, I'm not making this kind of money or stuff. That don't matter. It matters if you're happy, you're paying bills, you're out there, you're trying, you're not getting on welfare, you're doing something, you're productive, you're happy, you feel good about yourself. And so I try to tell people, encourage them, and I'll help them if I can, because I've been asked a lot. Well, what do I need to do? So I'll try to help them. Don't worry about what other people. You don't need education to this. You need desire. You need the will. You need, to be dependable and things, and just work with that, and you'll be fine. But don't get in debt. If you can.